but my role at the university is to offer advice and support to students who are studying whatever course you're studying at Cardiff University, and we do that via the student support centres. There's quite a range of support available to students at Cardiff University. If you've studied here before, you may have used the services that we have on offer to students. But I think that Cardiff does quite well, really, in terms of providing support and advice to students. You've got a range of options. The kind of things that we offer at the support centre are on the screen behind me. The kind of things that you would expect every university, really, to make available to their students, ranging from practical advice, perhaps through to counselling, emotional support if students have personal problems, support for additional study needs like dyslexia, or any additional study needs related to a disability while studying at university. We've also got an international student advice team at the Student Support Centre. That's based down at 50 Park Place. I'll show you a map of where that is if you're not familiar with Cardiff. And they deal specifically with international students. But all our services are available to all students at Cardiff University. So if you'd like to make a note of the web address, or you can find us by just searching Student Support Centre on the Cardiff University homepage, and just have a browse through perhaps to see what we've got on offer for you. Perhaps it's the case that the vast majority of you may not actually come in and use our services, and that's fine. Some people see us as a place to come to if students have problems, but we provide sort of routine support as well, and lots of self-help materials and other useful information that you may find useful while you're studying here at the Heath. In terms of finding us, the Student Support Centre at the Heath Hospital site is opposite, or almost opposite, the new Cochrane building, where the Health Studies Library is located. It's been finished about 12 months now, and it's made a great difference to the campus at the Heath Park site. And we're opposite there, and also opposite TWE Sant, where the School of Healthcare Studies and Nursing and Midwifery are located. We're not that easy to actually find when you get there, because our entrance is just round the corner and it's not well signposted. But we're on the second floor of Cardigan House, and you'd be most welcome to call in and see us and have a chat with us about anything that may be concerning you while you're studying, or any routine questions that you may have. Sometimes we see students who've got some routine questions and they can't get the answers to that from anybody else, so they come and see us, and that's fine, because if we don't know, then we'll probably know who will. So we're based at Cardigan House on the second floor at the Heath, and then the other centre, the main centre, is very close to the main Students' Union building down in Park Place, opposite the main building of the university, right next door to Cathays railway station, if you've used that at all, or cross the railway line there, then it's just next door to there. And you can use both services. It's entirely up to you. If you do want to access us, then you can use the one down at Park Place or here at the Heath. The thing that we tend to see students about the most, and particularly postgraduates, those doing research studies, usually relates to something that happens that may affect your studies while you're here at university. As I say, the vast majority of you may sail through your research studies without anything disrupting them at all. But from time to time, we do see some research students who come in and have some particular issue or concern, something that may have happened at home, something in their personal life, or perhaps they might have had some kind of, shall I say, difficulties with a supervisor. They're not quite sure who to speak to, not sure what their options are, what their rights and responsibilities are. So if some things don't go according to plan and you're not sure who to speak to, then please come in and see us. If you come in and see myself, it will be in confidence. We don't tell anybody else that you've been in to see us, and we'll just go through what the options are. I hope it doesn't happen, but from time to time it does, unfortunately. So you are welcome to come in and see us, and we'll just go through what your rights and responsibilities are. Obviously, the person that you'll probably need to speak to, if you want to, is your supervisor. But I know some students say to us, well, something's happened at home, and I don't think really I want to speak to my supervisor about that, because that's for me, that's personal to me, and that's fair enough. But if it affects your studies, affects your research in any way, then it might be advisable to speak to your supervisor. But if in the first instance you prefer to speak to someone outside of the school, then come and speak to us. You may be aware of this already, and you may have got a copy of it or seen it on the web pages, but it is important, if you haven't seen it, perhaps to have a look at this, the Research Degrees Code of Practice. This outlines your rights and responsibilities while you're studying here at Cardiff University. It's the point of reference, really, at which you should be able to get answers to any queries you have about how your research should progress while you're at Cardiff University. And it's particularly important if something, as I mentioned previously, doesn't go according to plan. This outlines what you should expect from your supervisor, what your supervisor should expect from you. So this is really a very important document and something that you should refer to from time to time and keep handy. Those are just a list of the kind of things it covers. As you can see, there is quite a lengthy list, but it is an important point of reference. If you have any queries about your supervision, anything that you think doesn't seem quite right, or you have concerns about it, and obviously you need to speak to your supervisor. But likewise, if you prefer to speak to someone outside of your school, you can also see the Students' Union. They have an advice and representation centre there, and they can provide independent, impartial and confidential advice, as we can. Now, having said all that, I hope that that means that nothing will go wrong and everything will be fine, and you sail through your research studies without any problems at all. I say the vast majority of you will do that. So hopefully that will be the case for all of you as well. The other things that we see students about, particularly some research students, is about finances. Obviously you'll all be funding your research in different ways. Some of you may be self-funding, you might be getting a council award, you might be getting a stipend, you might be getting some support from the university. So you'll all have different circumstances related to your finances. From time to time we see students who have a temporary shortfall in their income, whether they're international students or home UK students. And if that happens and you've got some essential costs to cover in the meantime while you're waiting for the next payment of your income to come in, then we've got this interest-free emergency loan scheme. And you're welcome to come in and have a chat with myself about how that works and how it may be helpful to you in that particular situation. It's a short-term and limited loan scheme, but it is interest-free. It's from the university, and it's there to help with a kind of gap in your funding and your need to meet some essential costs. And we'll just, if you do take it out, we'll just agree a convenient repayment date later on when perhaps your income is paid to you next time. For those of you home UK students, we have a fund called the Financial Contingency Fund. And again, we often see some research students, particularly students who have got a family to support while they're studying, perhaps have got childcare costs, or students who may travel in from outside Cardiff and got some extra costs related to that. Your award may not cover all those extra costs, and if that's the case, then this fund may be appropriate for you. It is for home UK students only. As I say, it's called the Financial Contingency Fund. There's lots of useful information on the Student Support Centre web pages about it. If you think you're looking ahead at your budget for the next year and you think you might have a shortfall between your income and your essential outgoings and some of these extra costs, then please come in and have a chat with me, and I'll go through the fund with you and let you know how it works and see whether or not it might be appropriate for you to apply for some extra support via that fund. For international students, we also have an emergency fund as well, which is a grant scheme, which is non-repayable. If something happens to affect your finances while you're at Cardiff, and you're not sure how to resolve that, funds stop at home, something happens at home, then please come in and see me, because we have got this emergency fund and it might be appropriate for you to apply to that to see if you can get some support during that temporary period. I mentioned that all our services are available to international students. The only thing that we can't do at the Heath is offer you advice and assistance with a visa query or visa extension application. That has to be done with my colleagues in the International Student Advice Team at 50 Park Place. These days, anyone offering advice or assistance with visas and visa extensions has to be qualified by law, and my colleagues are qualified and they're located at 50 Park Place. Unfortunately, I'm not qualified to do that, but I can answer any other kind of practical issues or questions that you might have outside of the visa scheme. For careers advice, we've got a careers consultant at the Heath Support Centre. and Josie Grundoulis is the careers consultant with specific responsibility for research students. You can contact her via the careers advice web pages if you need to, and you could arrange to meet her up here at the Heath Student Support Centre if that's more convenient for you. It's also a good idea, I don't know if you've got information about the Graduate Centre at the Union Building in Park Place, but this offers a lot of very useful services, extra activities and trips and things like that. They've got a computer IT room, a lounge there, social lounge. It's a really good place to go and visit if you haven't already done so. There's lots of information again on the web pages about that, so please use that. Don't become sort of buried into your research and forget about the outside world, because this can happen, I know, with research students. Please remember there is an outside world out there, so please try and take advantage of all the extra activities that are available to you at the university. And those are our contact details. If you needed to contact us at all anytime, you can send us an email, telephone myself at the Student Support Centre at the Heath or at Park Place, or just look at our web pages and that may answer some of any questions that you may have. Are there any questions at all about anything that I've covered here? Okay, well, thanks very much for your attention. I hope your research goes really well. I hope you enjoy your time at Cardiff, and if you do come in and see us, you'll be made most welcome. Thanks very much. Cheers.